Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Timothy here. We are jumping into yet another modern cube draft because this cube is awesome and I love it. For those of you who watched the entirety of my last video, we are going to try we're going to try to not give up lethal on the last turn of the last game. I always watch my videos before I post them just to make sure nothing needs to be edited out. And I made a huge mistake last time. I'm just going to say that. So, focusing on this pack, I really do want to try out Nicol Bolas in this cube. I know I took it last time and boarded it in that last game, but never really saw it. And I do like just multicolor decks. We call that the Tim Special at my store, when you can build a consistent two-color deck with good cards, and instead you take a bunch of mana fixin' and play like absurd off-color cards. Other than that, there's Avacyn, and again, I would not mind picking Avacyn, but I think I already did the white weenie thing, and that's kind of more boring. When it comes to the cube, I want to do something that's a little more interesting. So Bolas sticks out, Torrential Gearhulk sticks out if I wanted to build control here. And if I took Gearhulk, I would expect to maybe get Supreme Will back, possibly a Braid. A Braid seems like it's fine in the cube, but I think I am going to start off with the 3-color Planeswalker, and I really just want to cast this baby. I love these big splashy cards in cube. 6-mana Elspeth. Karn is a good follow-up that just gives me 2 top-end things to work towards. And you should usually start, I think, if you want to do as best as possible in these cubes, I think you should start with the low-end stuff and work your way towards the high-end stuff, because all of the high-end stuff is fairly replaceable by other high-end stuff, but the low-end stuff is pretty solid, and you do need to take that sort of stuff. But Karn Liberated is just like a slam dunk first pickable card in any format that it's in. It's definitely the best card in this pack, just on account of being a huge colorless removal spell that also does some pretty awesome other stuff. If that's not in the pack, I think I'm just taking either Search for Tomorrow, possibly Arid Mesa. I do value mana fixin' quite highly, especially when I started off with a 3-color 7-drop, but another 7-drop that's colorless is fine. And we'll start prioritizing some lower end stuff. So Cultivate sticks out to me here. Sower of Temptation is sweet, I guess. Thundermaw Hellkite. I'm looking to do sweet stuff. I guess there's Duplicate again as well, and that's colorless and kind of leads me down the path of draft and ramp again. I mean, I have 2 good things to ramp into, and I do like Duplicate. Again, kind of ignoring everything I just said. Take another 6-drop. Cultivate is sweet. There's probably, I guess, if cards come back, like Tragic Slip, Brain Maggot, Eldritch Evolution, this Ajani, those are kind of the weaker cards in this pack. Monastery Mentor takes a very specific kind of deck, a very spell-heavy deck, but Duplicate is just good. It is a removal spell. It is a colorless removal spell, so if you don't end up with a lot of actual removal, Duplicate can kind of fill that role. Through the Breach, not quite what we want. Palladium Myrrh is a good ramp card, but it doesn't actually fix colors at all. I mean, it gets us to Karn Liberated, and it does get us to Bolas, but it doesn't do much as far as actually fixing our colors. So it might still be the pick. It does ramp quite a bit. I guess there's also Tidings, which is okay. I'm not in love with Sorcery Speed card. This is the type of pack, if there was mana fixing, like a fetch land or something like that, I'd probably take it, and Twilight Mire is not quite what I'm looking for. So maybe Palladium Myrrh is fine here. So Angel of Sanctions is strong, but the double white has me kind of put off. And, you know, I don't necessarily have to play Bolas here, so I guess I'll take Palladium Myrrh just because it does get me to these other colorless things I've drafted. Sorin, this is the one that kills 3 creatures. Fetid Pools would be fine. Maelstrom Pulse is sweet. Traverse, Wooded Foothills. I guess I'm interested in Wooded Foothills. Imposing Sovereign would be fine for those white weenie decks. And Maelstrom Pulse is a nice little catch-all to almost everything in the cube. I'm not sure how many big hexproof creatures there are. Traverse, I said this last time Traverse came up. I'm less excited about this. Yes, it does fix your colors, but Delirium's not really going to be on too often, so it's not amazing. It's basically just if you have it on turn 1, you can help make your colors smoother. Stomping Ground. This pack's a little bit on the weaker side. Lightning Helix. I guess there's Phantasmal Image too. Phantasmal Image is a sweet card. It dies really easy, but it's a 2 mana card that sometimes copies something and goes unopposed. I mean, all you have to do is target it and it dies, but it comes down and basically lets you reuse and enter the battlefield trigger. So it's sweet with duplicate. I don't think duplicate copies names. Yeah, it comes down as a copy of duplicate. So I think I will take Phantasmal Image here. There's Rashmi again, and last time I just never got this to work out, unfortunately. Glacial Fortress, again, not quite the color combination I'm really excited to look for. Mimic Vat is sweet. Whenever a creature dies, you can imprint it on Mimic Vat, and then you can pay 3 to make a copy of it. If I end up with, a lot of ETB effects like these two, then Mimic Vat could work out. And you can also just copy your opponent's creatures when you kill them. There's also just not really much else in this pack I'm interested in. There is Pact of Negation, which can be like a gotcha card, and there's also Rashmi, but Rashmi just didn't seem amazing last time, so go ahead and take Mimic Vat. We're not seeing any ramp here. We're not seeing good mana fixin', so I don't know. It's a little sketch so far. A little sketch. Geist, Dusk to Dawn, Beast Within. Body Double is just one of my least favorite clones. It only clones something in a graveyard, which is whatever, but I don't know. I kind of like Geist. It does not really fit with what we have. There's also Dusk to Dawn, which I guess does get back all 3 of the creatures we've drafted so far, but it's double white on both sides. Again, we don't necessarily have to play Bolas, though. Like some blue-white control deck would be sweet. It is also the only thing I'm really interested in this pack, and I guess I'm taking it. Temple of Epiphany is perfect. There's Mutavault here and Overgrown Tomb, which we could fetch Overgrown Tomb with our Wooded Foothills, but I think Temple of Epiphany is what I want when I have Bolas here. And I may not play Dusk to Dawn. Cone of Flame actually seems decent, and Arlen Court seems bad, so we'll take Temple of Epiphany. Go and stack up my lands over here for now. Arid Mesa came back. There's one, take your pick of your last pick card. So I think that's kind of cool. There's a white, green, blue, red, and black spell in this deck, but I'm going to take Arid Mesa. Fetches red and white, which, who knows, we might do everything here. I have no idea. Hinterland Harbor, I guess Reflector Mage if I end up being like some tempo-y kind of deck. This cannot bounce your own creatures, right? Yeah, an opponent controls. I don't really like this Ajani very much. I guess it's good in White Weenie. And then there's also Monastery Mentor, which maybe that's what I want, but I kind of like Reflector Mage here. There was a consideration for Geist of St. Traft in that one pack. Bant Charm is a sweet one, but I'm not really looking to branch into green, so I guess Selfless Spirit is my pick here. Sort by mana cost. Don't really want Silent Departure. Guess I'll take Maelstrom Pulse. Again, nice little catch-all answer. And Nykthos looks bad in my deck, but there's no way I'm playing Student of Warfare, so I guess I'll snipe up Nykthos here. Wickerburrow Elder. Alright, so don't really know what we're doing yet. Ooh, Dark Confidant. Irrigated Farmlands. Banishing Light's a good answer to things. Pilgrim's Eye, Journey to Nowhere. I do like Light Claim. It's a little bit worse when you don't have a lot of ramp, but this has the advantage of being able to be cycled, unlike some of our other 7-mana cards. Pilgrim's Eye would be a card that I'd be happy to get back on the wheel. It doesn't ramp you, but it essentially draws you a card, thins out your deck, and also fixes your colors, which is nice little utility in a 1-mana card. It's just the type of card that looks pretty bad against some of the aggro decks. I guess I could also take Journey to Nowhere as a just clean answer to a lot of different things. So I think I'm between Journey to Nowhere and Lay Claim. There is Journey to Nowhere and Banishing Light, and I think if I were to take Lay Claim, one of those two would come back. It'd probably be Banishing Light. It's just worse than Journey to Nowhere, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take Lay Claim here. Go a little bit bigger on that one. Spellskite's nice. Windbrisk Heights. Ancestral Vision is sweet as well. It's also Fetid Heath, which I would consider playing if I want to do Bolas plus Dusk. Thalia, Spellskite, excuse me. Thirst for Knowledge, and I do have quite a few artifacts so far. And by that I mean 3. I think I'm just going to take Ancestral Vision. The card is awesome. I'm not going to pass that. Pretty happy with it, too. And remember, Lake Claim can function as a 2-drop. We need a little more focus in our deck, I think. Isamaru is not the focus we want. Watery Grave. Ooh, Snapcaster Mage. Don't really have any instants to go with it yet, though. It is super strong. We could prioritize picking up some instants that work with it. Maybe we get like Cryptic Command or something like that. Currently, I have no instants. But I think I will pick it up here. Just because it's the most interesting thing in the pack. Other than that, I would probably pick up Watery Grave. And I would be happy to see Watery Grave wheel. I could possibly play Baneslayer Angel here, which is just a good card, but highly replaceable. Like I said, all of your top-end cards are like super replaceable with each other. But Snaps could be decent. And if I end up with just no instants, then so be it. Moloku, Staff of Nin. I guess if I wanted something that works with Snapcaster, I would take Scatter to the Winds, which is just a counter spell. It's not a great one, though. Yeah, there's not a lot here I want either. Staff of Nin is nice. 6-mana artifact, though. Draws you an extra card each turn, pings things. No ramp. Underground River could be the pick. I'm between Scatter, Staff of Nin, and Underground River. I don't think I really have any Moloku combos here. Staff of Nin. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the Staff. Scatter quite possibly just come back anyway. Ooh, Dragonlord Silumgar. It's a good one. Riffling Cloudskate's also sweet. Shivan Reef is here. And that's about all I'm looking at. I don't think I can draft exclusively 6-drops, but Riffling Cloudskate is nice. Again, it's playing the tempo game. Shivan Reef would be fine. I would possibly play Dusk to Dawn. So far, it works with almost every creature in my deck. I also do like having access to sweepers, even though this is not a reliable sweeper. It's not good against some of the go-wide decks. Yeah, I guess I like Dragonlord Silumgar here. Cloudskate would be, fine, but not great. And nothing else in this pack really speaks to me. Not really taking Birds of Paradise in this deck, unfortunately. Most of the mana ramp is green, so we're going to miss out on that. Icy Manipulator. Is this an Icy Manipulator deck? Probably not. Rune Snag. I do like this Jace. Linvala could also be nice, but another 6-mana card. Adakar Wastes and Shadow Mage Infiltrator. So between Jace and Adakar Wastes. And I think I'm just going to take Jace here. I do like this Jace. Mikaeus. No, this is not a Mikaeus deck. Spell Pierce. I do like Spell Pierce. I don't know whether... I guess in a cube you almost always main deck Spell Pierce. Same as Negate. You know for a fact you're going to run into players who have strong spells, so I will pick that up. I don't think Mikaeus is doing much for us. Cascade Bluffs, Condemn, Forsake the Worldly. Condemn, put target attacking creature on the bottom. Its controller gains life equal to its toughness. Another card that works with Snapcaster, but not a reliable removal spell. And Forsake the Worldly, I kind of like this, actually. Works with Snapcaster. It gets rid of some problematic stuff. There are tons of targets for you to hit with this in Cube. So, again, this is a main deckable card, mostly because it cycles, but Cascade Bluffs, I don't even know if I'm doing both. So I think I will actually take this. We're going to need a little more oomph in this deck. Here we could take Anguished Unmaken, Clifftop Retreat, Frost Links, which seems or Sleight of Hand. I think I'm on either Anguished Unmaken or one of these two cards. Frost Links just doesn't seem fantastic. Clifftop Retreat, I guess I'll take Anguished Unmaken. Look to play Esper here. Possibly splash red for Nicol Bolas. Okay, there's a Fetid Heath. There's also a Thirst for Knowledge, which works with Snappy. Fetid Heath is pretty good mana fixing when you have a double white card and you've also got some black cards floating around, so I think I'm going to prioritize this Fetid Heath. Dissipate, possibly? Just, again, another counterspell. If this comes back, then we're very likely getting Scattered to the Winds back as well. Don't really care for most of the swords here, and Sidisi is strong, but double black has me a little worried, so I guess I'll just take Dissipate. Moloku, I'll take Underground River here. Nothing I'm going to play here. I guess possibly Char over anything else if I need more removal. Ice Manipulator could be a playable card. Oh, we did not get a Scatter to the Winds back. I think it was in the same pack as this Voltaic Brawler. And just nobody wants to be red-green beat down. I wouldn't want to be either. So we've got, you know, kind of the shell of a control deck, but we need to fill in some gaps. We need maybe one more actual win condition. Because right now, Karn is basically it. And I guess we could play Bolus. But, ooh, Clever Impersonator, sweet. Gideon Jura again. Hallowed Fountain. Condescend Venser. Hello, Venser. So I'm between Clever Impersonator, which comes down as a copy of anything that's not a land, which is super sweet. It's like a super phantasmal image. And then there's also Venser, which is a great control card. Just comes down, bounces something back to its hand, and it can essentially pseudo-counter a spell too, which I like quite a bit. I think the pick's going to be Venser, and if I get back Impersonator or Condescend or Hallowed Fountain, I think I'll be reasonably happy. Gideon Jura I don't think will come back, but I'll probably play that too. So Venser can go ahead and get in the deck. A Johnny Vengeance, you say? It's a good one. What else do we got here? Angel Serenity, not in this deck. Ooh, there's Cryptic. There is Cryptic. There's also Misty Rainforest and Evolving Wilds, both of which I would play, especially since I want to do the Bolus thing. It might not be the right thing to do, but Cryptic is exactly what I'm looking for. Psych Rift, Thalio, ooh, Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail. Not too much that I'm super interested in here. I could take Rugged Prairie. It is basically white mana, but it also helps fix those red cards. And by those red cards, I mean that Bolus that I'm trying to justify. Verdant Catacombs can fetch nothing. Green and black. I don't need a green mana fixer, though. But I didn't pick up Watery Grave, otherwise Verdant Catacombs would look a little bit better. Psych Rift. Psych Rift's so expensive to overload, but it is a nice... Again, it's kind of a catch-all answer to some of the other things. I think I might just take Cyclonic Rift. Unfortunately, this is not Commander. Cast a white spell, create a 1/1 for... Yeah, not there. Wear and Tear could also be a good sideboard card. Guess I'll take Psych Rift. You can always cast it as a 2-mana spell as well. So, Kiki. Kiki. Well, we're definitely not playing a triple black card. Or, I'm sorry, triple red. So, Blade Splicer, Dragon Skull Summit, Glorybound Initiates would be okay, I guess. Kira, the Great Glass Spinner. Also, Dismember in the pack, which is good removal. And I might be playing black, so I might not have to pay the full 4 for it. Then there's Wandering Death, Ragtusk, some other lower-end cards. So, Kira, Glorybound Initiate, or Dismember. I'm kind of leaning towards the Dismember here, although Glorybound Initiate has me a little bit intrigued. If it survives on turn 2, it's an 8-point life swing, which is pretty nice, can help us really get towards the late game. I think I'll just take Dismember, though. Hopefully not have to pay too much life for it, but again, more Snapcaster targets are great. Grizzlebrand. Yavimaya Coast. Oh, wait, no, we don't want Yavimaya Coast. And we pass Kiki. There's Pestermite. Well, Pestermite's a lot worse on its own. There's Gilded Lotus and Mold Drifter are the cards I'm interested in. I really like me a Mold Drifter, even though I'd evoke it a good amount of the time. I also like me a Gilded Lotus, which can help us get from 5 to 7, skip that little jump, right? Palladiumer into Gilded Lotus, but I think I'm just going to take Mold Drifter here. Excuse me. Not really like a big mana deck or anything like that. Vivid Grove, Off-Color Vivid. Threads of Disloyalty could be good. Porcelain Legionnaire, Elspeth, and Archangel of Thune. This card is good, just as a potential finisher. Guess I'll take Threads of Disloyalty, though. Probably leave it in the sideboard until I know what matchup I'm in. Temporal Mastery. Maybe. There's a lot of green stuff going on here. Aethersphere Harvester is also interesting. It's hard to interact with outside of instant speed or artifact destruction. Like, it doesn't die to sweepers very often. And it can be a pretty good life swing. I'm very creature light, though. Very, very creature light. Maybe Bygone Bishop. Card seems weak, but it is good with the creatures we have. most of them. I think I'm just gonna. I don't really want Temporal Mastery. I'll try out Bygone Bishop here. Chasm Skulker, sweet. There's also Guard, which I mentioned in one of the other videos, is super annoying to play with or against. Can help you reuse some of your own ETB effects and stuff like that. But I like Chasm Skulker. It's 3-mana 1/1, and it gets a counter every time you draw a card. And then when it dies, you get a bunch of Island Walkers. You get one Island Walking Squid for each counter that was on it when it died. So it's just a card that, it might be a little too slow. It plays catch up, but it's fine. I will take Clever Impersonator here. That just guarantees I always have the best card on board. There is Jack Squat that I want here. I guess I'll take Whip is the only thing. I mean, I guess I can play a Rattleclaw Mystic face down, right? And then morph it face up for 3 mana, green, blue, and red. And then also use it as a tapper. That might not be the worst thing in the world, but it seems a little ambitious. I'm really not playing Whip in this deck, though. Here, I will take Wear Tear for the sideboard. Ooh, Glorybound Initiate came back. I do like having another low-end creature there. I'm not going to play Dragon Hunter, so I guess Hookmaster. And, oh, there's Archangel anyway. These, 5-6 mana creatures are pretty replaceable if they don't do some, profoundly significant thing. If all they're doing is trying to win the game, which sounds silly, right? If all you're trying to do with your 5 mana, 6 mana creatures is just attack your opponent repeatedly, then you could do that with any of them for the most part. It's still going to take 4 to 5 turns to kill them with the creature, so you can use basically any of them, which is why I like these high-end cards like Silumgar, Karn, Duplicant, because they're natural 2-for-1s rather than just a card that can get answered right away. So let's see what our mana looks like here. It's not amazing. Do I want to play Bolus? We'll consider it. We will consider it. All right, come on. Mimic Vat might not make the cut, although I do like me a Mimic Vat. So let's go and sort. Okay. So things that stand out to me right away as cards that I probably don't necessarily need. Bolus. What are our black cards besides Bolus? We have Anguish Unmaken and Dragonlord Silumgar, and that's it. I guess Dismember as a tiny black consideration there. I think I'm going to go and take out Icy Manipulator, for sure. Late Claim, we can function as a 2-drop here. Core Hookmaster, not in this deck. It's not really what we want to be doing. Dissipate's fine. Venser Jace, Clever Impersonator. Bygone Bishop seems whatever. I guess I could also take Forsake the Worldly out until I see actual targets for it. Could be fine. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Mimic Vat can be a little bit mana hungry, and also requires that we can actually kill off some creatures. I kind of like the Dusk to Dawn. And I would like to stay as blue-white as possible. I do have a Cryptic Command and Dusk to Dawn in my deck, and my mana fixin is more towards the other colors, even though that kind of lets me cheat on the other colors, right? But we need to make, looks like 5 more cuts here, geez. Alright, Psych Rift does not have me super excited. To be honest, neither does Bygone Bishop. Bygone Bishop seems a little bit worse when I don't have a ton of creatures in the first place that are going to come down and trigger it. Is converted mana cost 3 or less? Yeah. We have a lot of creatures with power 3 or less, but things like Mole Drifter, Archangel, I think I'll leave Archangel in as a potential win condition here. English Unmaken, Reflector Mage, Dismember, functionally a 1 mana spell. Selfless Spirit doesn't seem necessary. I guess what I can do is I can actually take Dusk to Dawn out until I know that I'm not playing against a little weenie deck or something like that. It's going to be good against the big go big green decks and stuff like that, but otherwise I'm not too excited by it. Selfless Spirit is still just a 2/1. It pressures the opponent, right? Mimic Vat's very mana intensive. Staff of Nin might just not be good enough if you don't have a way to ramp into it. And the obvious cut here is Bolus, right? That shouldn't be in the deck, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? By the time you're watching this, I've already recorded it. This is like not a premium counterspell, unfortunately. Not even super excited by it. So I guess I'll take it out. Then we're going to make one more cut here and then figure out our mana. Probably something high end. I mean, I could cut Archangel. I like all the 4-drops. I like the 6s and 7s, although they are 6s and 7s, right? I like Mole Drifter. What's on the chopping block here? Selfless Spirit. Mimic that, possibly, on account of being very mana intensive, like I said. It's good with creatures with ETB effects, but other than that, it doesn't do too much. Unless I'm constantly killing my opponent's creatures or something like that. I guess I'll go ahead and cut Mimic that. I do want some early plays. Something that can pressure my opponent is nice, or trade off. Yeah, alright, sorry Mimic that. Not today. So, we'll go and sort this by color now. Yep. Really don't have a lot of white cards. So these are like blue-black, and I have one red card to kind of keep at the forefront of my mind, but majority blue, and our mana looks like this. So let me go ahead and see what this looks like without special lands first. Looks like 10 blue actually seems about right, maybe 9. 3 black seems unnecessary. Do I have a way to fetch black? Oh god, I don't. Wooded Foothills doesn't even like... Wooded Foothills isn't even good. I might not even include it. Arid Mesa is just better than Wooded Foothills, but we didn't end up with any Shocklands, so I think I'm going to go down 1 on the black there. And then 3 white. Oh my god, our mana's so bad. Hold on just a second. Maybe we cut some of this white then. Like, double white just not going to happen. We can put in, say, Cyclonic Rift. Cut these 2 for these 2. That seems bad. But here are all our white cards. We have 4 white cards, 4 black cards. Granted, Dismember's kind of colorless if we need it to be. And then more blue cards. So maybe that is right. So what did we just cut? We cut Archangel Thune. That actually seems right. Double white's going to be a little bit of a headache. I mean, I have Fetid Heath, but I can't rely on that. So maybe I'll just bring in another blue card here. Or the Mimic Vat. Threads of Disloyalty could be good. Could also be very bad. So I'll just bring in the bad counterspell. No, I don't need to. That's 23. Okay. The sideboard was 22. All right, now they're up to 11. I think 10 is enough. 1 red. We said how many black cards? We only have 3 black cards and 4 white cards. So this is 13, 14, 15, 16. Do I just want 11 blue? We can go up 1. 16, 17, and then let's see what our bonus lands look like. I know this part always takes me forever, right? Do I play Wooded Foothills just to grab that mountain? No, because if I draw the mountain first, then Wooded Foothills has no targets, so we will leave that out. All right, we can dump at least a swamp for Underground River. I'd rather cut on the other sources. I can cut an island for Temple. I can cut plains for Fetid Heath, or that. Double click in here. This is the part that I would suggest skipping over if I were you guys. What did I do? 18 lands. I added a land I don't need to. Oh no, I haven't cut one for the last one. So what if I do this? That gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue sources, which is my main color. 10 might not even be enough. Other than that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources and 1, 2, 3, 4 black sources. God, that's so bad. That's so bad. And then 2, 3 red sources. All right, well, I'm going to run it. The mana's not good. The mana's not good, but I do have a lot of colorless things to do, and majority's blue. So outside of these 6 cards right here, I should be able to cast everything without a problem. And then there are times I'm going to get stuck on mana. So, I don't know. Selfless Spirit seems kind of weak in my deck, too, now that I'm looking at it. But those are the type of cards that I don't really want to include Threads of Disloyalty in my main board until I know for a fact that there are going to be like an ample number of targets for it. Stuff like that. Same for Forsake the Worldly. In fact, you know what? Forsake the Worldly is essentially a colorless card if I need to cycle. So, I'll cut Selfless Spirit for that. And we'll look to play the long game. I am going to have a lot of trouble with aggro decks, I think. So, we'll just see how that plays out. This is the deck. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the matches. I hope they play out well, and I'll see you there. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Timothy here. We are playing a modern cube draft where I think we have kind of a little bit of a weaker deck. We're doing some weird stuff here. My opening hand looks fine. I have Spell Pierce on something, possibly Psych Rift if something gets out of hand, and then our goal is to get to Karn here. We are on the draw. Question is, do I keep up Spell Pierce mana? No. Well, we'll see what I draw. If I draw a land, I'll probably just play Temple. But okay. Well, in that case, I will go ahead and just keep up Spell Pierce just in case. Opponent cycling a cast out. Okay. Birds. Alright, so already one Threads of Loyalty target, Psych Rift, as a target as well. I don't think I'm going to need to Psych Rift anything here, so I will play Temple, and then still keep up Spell Pierce, and then possibly Chasm Skulker next turn. Do I want Forsake the Worldly on top? No, I think I just want to keep hitting lands, right? So we'll go and bottom that and say go to the opponent. See what your 4-mana play is. A Johnny Vengeance. Ooh, perfect. Not today. That's nice. Johnny Vengeance is definitely not the type of card I want to play against this early. So question is, what do? I can't play Reflector Mage on account of me making my mana awful. I will play Swamp in case my opponent has discard, so probably Chasm Skulker here. Just get that going. Seems fine to me. I don't like that my opponent's 2 mana ahead of us, but, you know, Psych Rift's fine. Chasm Skulker, not amazing against my opponent. If they crack this now, they probably got a 5-drop to play. Johnny Vengeance can lock down lands, so being able to ramp into that can really set your opponent behind. Ideally, you would like to overload Psych Rift, but it is 7 mana, so if my opponent plays something I just can't beat, I will very likely just Psych Rift it back to their hand. If I draw white mana, we can Reflector Mage. Fertile Ground. Alright, so they're ramping. This basically just adds an additional mana to their mana pool whenever they tap that land. And it's of any color? Cool. Alright, Fertile Ground into 4-drop. Ooh, Wild Speaker. What do you do? Untap 2 lands. Alright, they're going off. They get access to 3 more mana this turn. If they minus... I don't think they will, but if they minus 3, then... Yeah, that's what you always do with Garuk. If they minus 3, I could Psych Rift their dude. I guess I get to attack through a Noble Hierarch. They have 1 left in hand. I don't really want them to start making 3s and 3s and 3s. Yep. This guy will start getting bigger, which is nice. But not having access to this Reflector Mage and 2 cards that really don't do much is kind of annoying. So I guess what we'll do is attack, see if you want to block. I doubt you do. And just pass the turn, keeping up Psych Rift. You're going to have a ton of mana on your turn. 1 left in hand. Let's see if it's some big rampy thing. My opponent has 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, essentially. Ooh, Sword of Light and Shadow. Return it 1 target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Alright, that's pretty strong. Pro white, pro black. Sure. They don't have any creatures to get back. What's the negative thing? You gain 3 life, and you may return up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So I think what happens is, oh no, they're gonna minus though. I think I'm fine taking this hit. It's only 2. Yes, my opponent gains life, but they don't have a creature to get back. So it's not like it's a huge hit or anything like that. And then Chasm Skulker can still attack into Garruk even if they make a 1-1 or a 3-3. So just allowing myself to get hit there is fine, I think, as long as they don't get too much value off of it. But I'm taking 3, they're gaining 3. Alright, so they do make the 3-3. And move the sword to it. Oh, that works out perfectly. Now I can Psych Rift that and then just kill Garruk. In fact, I'll just do that. Well, I might draw white here. It'd be a little embarrassing if I used a Psych Rift on this now and then I drew white mana for Reflector Mage, but that's fine. In case I draw like a 4 or 5 drop or something like that. No, I'll actually wait till my turn. Yeah. Alright, well that worked out. So now we get to go ahead and just get rid of your token, take out your Garruk. Turn after, we can actually play Staff of Nin. Go ahead and take out Garruk. Play a land and pass the turn. So I'm going to take another hit off the sword, probably for 3, see what our opponent drew. And then Staff of Nin can start mowing down at least one of these guys. Alright, don't mind that they drew that. We'll go in F6. Yep, and then if they move the sword to Noble Hierarch, I'll go ahead and shoot off the Birds of Paradise right away. And I mean, I can't just sit here and take this all day, but it is fine for right now. Yep, move sword over to Noble. Oh, to Sylvan Carry did. Alright, well that's even better. Jace. I think I want to play Staff of Nin, and what that means is if my opponent tries to equip to something, I can shoot it in response. And then they have to waste more mana moving it to something else. It's what, 3 to equip? Oh no, that's actually not very good either, because whatever they put the sword on can deal damage to me. That's not true. I guess what I do is I kill Birds of Paradise. And if they move the sword to Noble Hierarch, it can't actually get through Chasm Skulker. Because I can't attack with Chasm Skulker this turn anyway. Question is, do I kill birds right away? No, I think I can wait for them to move the sword. Alright, attempt to move that to birds. I'll shoot it in response. Now they move it to Noble Hierarch. I mean, now they have a creature to get back, right? But they have to find a way to get through Chasm Skulker as well. Why does that keep popping up? Yep, move it to Noble Hierarch. My Chasm Skulker is going to be a 6/6 on my turn. Sephiroth lets me draw an additional card, so Chasm Skulker gets even bigger. And then, if I draw a land, I can Karn. That's pretty strong. Okay, probably going to just play Karn here. Eat Noble Hierarch, attack for 5. Seems fine with me. And this thing can't attack, so I'm not worried about sword going on that. Exile target permanent, get rid of... I could just get rid of... Yeah, actually, let's get rid of the sword. Let's shoot Noble Hierarch. Let's attack for 5. I'm sorry, 6. And my opponent needs to top deck something good here. Jace is going to come down and start drawing me extra cards. They played a land and said, go. Mole Drifter, Venser. Venser is a nice little reassurance against anything big. I mean, do something about this Chasm Skulker. Nope. They don't have any cards in their hand, so we'll just tick up Karn and play Jace. Possible I don't even want to show them anything else from my deck, but just in case. Go ahead and -2. My opponent splits these into 2 piles. I'll just take whatever pile has Clever Impersonator. That can be another Karn if we need it to come down and exile 2 things. I'm feeling pretty good about this. I don't know what my opponent's going to do in this particular instance, but having the Spell Pierce up to counter that Ajani Vengeance was perfect and really just shaped our game plan. Threads of Disloyalty can definitely come in. Dissipate. Do I want that? Do I want Maelstrom Pulse? No, I don't really want a green card. Dust of Dawn seemed really bad. Dissipate seems like it could just be fine. And Selfless Spirit seems alright, but I mean, look, we were stuck on white mana there, right? What I want to take out, Anguished Unmaken is probably really bad on the double splash. It is an answer to some of the Planeswalkers, though. Dismember also seems a little bit worse against our opponent, as does, I mean, Forsake does have some targets. Duplicant doesn't seem as great. Dragonlord Silumgar seems fantastic. Okay, so we're bringing in Threads. What do we want to bring out? Kind of leaning towards Anguished Unmaken just because of how hard it is for us to cast it. White and black. And Threads is pretty sweet on Mana Dorks. Sure. I mean, it is kind of annoying to take out one of our answers for Planeswalkers, but we have others, right? We have others. So we'll go and do this, run it back, and see what happens. Alright, let's look at our opening hand. We have Spell Pierce again. That might just be enough to keep this and Forsake the Worldly to cycle. I think I'm going to try and run it, even though this hand is not great again. Oh man, they have Birds on turn 1 again. Come on. I mean, I guess they have Noble and Birds. So they're going to draw one a good percentage of the time. Alright, same play as last time. I'll go and keep up Spell Pierce and then use the Temple on turn 2. Just play like Sylvan Caryatid or something like that. Oh no. Never mind, now we're just going to lose. Yep. Wow, Rabble Master is my problem. I wonder if my opponent boarded that in because they know I'm playing a control deck. Well, now I can't possibly win. Rabble Master is sick. What do we do? Cryptic could be a potential answer to some of this as a way to like tap down their team or something. I don't really know what else I'm going for here. Yeah, Rabble Master. Ouch. Threads of Disloyalty could be good to grab the Rabble Master. Now I'm getting hit for 4. Let's go ahead and Spell Pierce this. No, am I taking what? 5, 4, 5, 6? Oh my god, Rabble Master is ridiculous. They have another 1-drop? Yeah, here's where we need like one of those damage sweepers, Pyroclasm or something. The fact that I wasn't able to answer this right away is very bad for me. Basically adds an extra 2 damage on top of what you already took each turn. So next turn we'll take 8, 9 with the Pilgrim. And we're drawing Cryptic, which in retrospect was probably not a good idea to keep on top. I guess I have to evoke this Muldrifter. Other than that, I'm just cycling something, so yeah, we're just going to lose to Rabble Master here. Like I said, we're going to have problems with some early game stuff. Cards like this. I mean, we get one more turn with Cryptic, but I don't really have a way to deal with the army of goblins anyway. Plus, my opponent just gets to tap out for whatever unmitigated nonsense they want to play here. Yeah, I get one more turn, and then who knows? Do I have any way to deal with that? Psych Rift is not going to do it. Jace could potentially save me a little bit of time. 4. What else do you have, opponent? Nothing. Skulker's not going to do it. Let's go ahead and play a Swamp here. Pass, and I will Cryptic when they go to combat. Hopefully they play something first so I can counter. Alright, we want to go ahead and let that happen. And then tap all creatures my opponent controls, draw a card. Youch. Rabble Master. That would have been a great target for Threads of Disloyalty. Phantasmal Image. Does that do anything for me? Probably not. Okay. Willing to go ahead and call that game. Rabble Master is good against control decks. I will bring in Dissipate on the play over probably one of these more expensive things. Staff of Nin does seem good against my opponent. It's probably not a Bolus deck, right? Probably not the type of deck we want to play Bolus in. So probably bring back in Anguished Unmaken, take out Bolus and one other card and make my mana a little bit smoother for this match. Arid Mesa is still fine to include, I think, as a way to fetch up a Plains. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's better to just have a Plains. Let's go ahead and add another black and white, I think. Okay, and then we need to cut one other card. I kind of like Gorybound Initiate against my opponent. They're going to have 1 mana dorks a good number of the time, and none of my cards are particularly amazing against that. Dusk to Dawn doesn't do anything against Goblin Rabble Master. Maelstrom Pulse does, but we don't want to go into that color. And then Char. That would also be fine, but again, not quite. Maybe we just bring in this Archangel now. Oh no, we're trying to cut a card. We're trying to cut a card, not play another card. I do like Threads of Disloyalty a lot here. Lay Claim probably seems pretty bad against my opponent. I mean, it's good against their Planeswalkers, but getting up to 7, I have other things. Plus, Dragonlord Silumgar is already that sort of effect. I need to be able to interact with them early, I think. So we'll go ahead and play first. Turn 1 Ancestral Vision into turn 2 Cycle and not much else. Maybe that's enough. Again, if they have a Rabble Master or they just get to ramp into something, then I'm going to be in trouble. They are going down to 6, which is fine. But we'll go ahead and suspend Ancestral Vision. Probably cycle Forsake the Worldly. Almost certainly cycle it. And maybe Venser can buy some time. We just want to hit blue mana off the top, to be honest. So let's play this. Go and ding ourselves to suspend. Let's see, what 1 mana dork do you have? Very consistent from the opponent. Noble's probably the best. I guess Birds fixes the best, but Avacyn's Pilgrim being the worst of the 3 that we've seen so far. And they also have Sylvan Caryatid, but nope, Birds every game. Okay. Just hit blue sources. Ugh. Alright. We'll go ahead and cycle on our opponent's end step. Fertile Ground. We could end up Forsake the Worldly on that, but doesn't seem great. Is this going to be Caryatid? Oh, Noble Hierarch. Okay. Do you have something else to do with the one? Oh my god. They just got all the mana dorks. Alright, let's go and cycle now. Blue mana. No. Come on, please hit the 3rd land. Please hit the 3rd land. But yes. Okay. So we have options here. We could play Palladium Myr or Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage doesn't seem great against the mana dorks when they already have a bunch. Keep in mind they only have 2 lands. They didn't play. Oh, never mind. They haven't had a 3rd turn yet. They just have a bunch of mana dorks. So I think what I want to do is play Palladium Myr. That can at least make sure I play all my other stuff next turn. Reflector Mage on one of these things doesn't seem great, though. Also, if they play like Garruk and then minus make a beast, Reflector Mage is good against the beast. They just play like a Johnny Vengeant, and they shoot down whatever I played. Not amazing. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and play the Myr and just hope that they don't have a way to kill that. And another blue off the top would be good. Opponent only has 2 in hand, but they have 7 mana on board. So let's see what they're going to play. Looks like Garruk. Oh, Polukranos. That's pretty strong. Yep, they can attack with that because of Exalted. Alright, blue mana. If not, Reflector Mage is fine here. And I have Visions coming off in... how many turns? Oh, it comes off next turn. Ooh, Dismember. Actually, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I'm probably gonna just Dismember this, right? And then I could play Venser if I want. Don't really want to give my opponent an opportunity to do this. I could also just play Reflector Mage here and then hold up Dismember. That seems fine as well. In fact, that's probably what I'll do here. Go and tap myself out of regular mana, play Reflector Mage, bounce Polukranos, and then hold up Dismember. And nope, I do not want to attack for 2 because I want to make sure I have Dismember up, mana up. So we know about the Polukranos in our opponent's hand. I do like that Ancestral Visions is coming off next turn, so I missed a land drop, but it is what it is. Ooh, he had Garruk. That or he just drew Garruk. He, she, Merrick L19. Do that all the time. So sorry. Should get in the habit of using gender-neutral terms, but looks like they're going to play Polukranos here as well anyway. Fine by me. So Garruk plus Polukranos is a pretty good turn. They don't have any mana to... oh, they're going to cast out, target in probably Palladium, or I'm sure. All right. I mean, that happens. I already cycled for Psych the Worldly. I can't Cryptic Command that. Well, I need another blue to do it. Okay, so last card in their hand is Polukranos. Maybe they go for the Overrun. That seems unlikely. Alright, we need to hit some lands off of this Ancestral Vision. Choose myself. Alright, well, we hit some lands. There's also a Cyclonic Rift. So what I think I'm going to do is just sit behind Cryptic Command, which my opponent knows we have. That Cryptic might go like bounce plus counter Polukranos. Also have Venser here, which we haven't shown the opponent. Then potentially go Cryptic Bounce Cast Out, and then that lets me Cyclonic Rift the turn after. So if they're worried, yeah, okay. Just want them to play Polukranos here. Attack with birds. What's the worst I could do here? Not much. Take 1. See if they go for Polukranos here. They might not. Yeah, that's kind of smart. So I think what I do here then is I can Venser Palladium Myrrh, and then I can hold up Cyclonic Rift. Yeah, I like that idea a lot. Alright, so this is spell or permanent? Sure. Bounce Cast Out back to their hand. It's possible they just recast Cast Out. No, they let me untap. Okay. So we'll play a land here. Not really pressuring Garruk, but what happens is they go to flash in... Yeah, okay. We got it. So they're probably going to flash that on end step, right? Oh, they're cycling? That seems incorrect. I mean, I'm not attacking, but now I get to hold up Psych Rift, Spell Pierce, Cryptic Command, and Dismember. I could have played Karn there as well, but I'd like to play Karn on an empty board. or against an opponent who only has one in hand. Right now they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana if they need it. Alright, this looks like we're going to bait out the Psych Rift. Currently, I don't think this resolves. If they try to make it monstrous, I don't think it's going to resolve. Let's see, if I go 1, 2, 3, boom, Cryptic this, draw a card, then they have something else they can play, but that's vulnerable to Psych Rift or Dismember, so I think I'm going to counter draw. And I don't need to hold up white mana, so let's do that. They've got to be suspecting the Psych Rift there. Or, I'm sorry, the Cryptic Command. Still have Psych Rift, still have Dismember, still have Karn. Ooh, please give me something I can Spell Pierce. Okay. Like I said, the Pool of Kranos looked like bait to me. They chose not to play it the turn before because I'm pretty sure they felt like it could get countered. And it did get countered, but you get the point, right? I think they're going to play something else big here. Three mana. Okay. Olivia Voldaren. I mean, she's just going to get dismembered. Right now, they can only activate for 3. Yeah, I'm going to dismember that. Oh, you can shoot. Oh, yeah, she does have enough. Olivia deals 1 damage. Okay, so unfortunately, I will not be able to hold up Psych Rift anymore. Can still dismember, but her kill and Palladium Mer cuts me off at 2 mana. I mean, I'm not in a bad position, I guess. So, is there any way around this? No. That happens, and then they tap, do that again, and we will go ahead and dismember. Gonna take 3 here. Cast on Olivia. Black. 1, 2. Alright, Olivia's gone, but so is Palladium Mer. And then Garuk is also up. Alright. Maybe there was a way to save my Mer there that I wasn't really considering. Anguish Unmaken. It's possible I just want to use that on the Wild Speaker right now. 1, 2, 3, and then play like Glorybound. No, I can't play Glorybound Initiate, but I can hold up Cyclonic Rift, which is fine. My opponent can attack me for 4. I'm actually at 9 if I activate this, but not hitting the lands is not good for me. Could also just play Glorybound plus Chasm Skulker, but I can't let them really -4, and I can't let them just make a steady stream at 3/3. So I think what I got to do. Ouch! I have to take back 2. Yeah, this is so bad. Losing that 2 mana, not drawing extra lands is pretty bad. Drawing 5 lands in the top 18 cards of my deck puts me in a pretty bad spot. I have very few helps for the Spell Pierce in my hand. I mean, they may just attack me with the bird for 1, but if I were them, I'd attack with the beast for 4, and that's not counting anything they drew. So beast coming in, I assume. I will double block. This gets rid of the only real pressure they have on board. Oh, what's going on with the mouse? They can take out Venser here. Probably Reflector Mate. Oh, no. They're more worried about me doing Venser shenanigans, I suppose. They have so much mana. Okay, Caryatid, not too worried about. Lands. Okay. Lands are good, and Gorybound Initiate can be fantastic here if it gets to hit. I guess I play Chasm Skulker as well. There aren't too many things I need to worry about Cyclonic Rifting from the opponents. Guess I should have just held up an island for Spell Pierce, but they're not going to cast like a 10 mana non-creature spell, right? Gotta hope they fog a turn on killing Gorybound Initiate so I can get in that 4-point life swing. Gonna hit me for nothing. Okay, looks like they didn't draw much. Ooh, and Karn's up now. Awesome. I can eat the card out of their hand. Let's go and attack with Gorybound Initiate first. And if this connects, I feel a little bit better about our position. So I go up to 12. Now I get to slam Karn and eat the last card out of their hand, which might just be a land. But they don't have a lot of ways to pressure Karn. And Karn can start eating any big things they play. Swamp. Alright, so they did just hit a land. I guess they've also only hit 5 lands, plus Verdant Catacombs, to be fair. Alright, they drew a land for turn. Keep in mind, I still have Cyclonic Rift, right? Yep, pressure Karn a little bit. I don't see any reason Karn exile target permanent. Maybe I just want to get rid of this forest, but that doesn't seem like the right thing to do. I can just jam with Chasm Skulker for now. And opponent's going to be in bad shape with me having this Cyclonic Rift in my hand. Sure. I'm not going to minus 14 Karn. Although it looks like we're going to get to that position. I don't know what my opponent could have to really deal with Karn. Coalition Relic's not going to do it. That's just more mana. Yep. Still going to hold on to Cyclonic Rift. Now I get to jam with both of these. They just get a free block on Reflector Mage with Sylvan Caryatid. Ooh, Staff of Nin. Hello. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and shoot Pilgrim. And now I don't have to exert Glorybound Initiates. I guess I also could have just exiled Noble Hierarch, but I can kill that off next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to keep ticking Karn up right now. Live the dream, minus 14. They're going to need to draw very, very well here. Something that gets around Psych Rift. Yeah. Woo! That was a close one. All right, that was a really intricate game as far as like some of the interactions. That turn my opponent played Olivia and killed Palladium Myr. There might have been a way for me around that I wasn't really considering. But anyway, we took down game 1. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in game 2. Hey guys, it's Timothy here, doing Modern Cube. This is round 2, where we managed to squeak out game 1 against a ramp opponent who really didn't show us a lot of top end. We got crushed by that Goblin Rabble Master pretty hard in game 2. But anyway, we managed to squeak out the win in game 3 with our Karn liberated, and realized that our deck has some real fallacies. But anyway, we are on the draw here, it looks like, and waiting for Yogurt Pot 99 to make a decision. We do have the turn 1 Ancestral Vision again, which kind of saved us, but no white mana and 2 white cards. Is that enough to keep? I guess. Note that the red is stuck in our main board. So it definitely was not correct to put the red in our deck, but we did it anyway, right? And not really much else going on from this point forward. Thankfully, our opponent did not have a turn 1 bird or anything, but I mean, they've got ramp now. And they're sacking right away, I guess. Seems like you shouldn't do that in a format where I could just play red mana and a hasty threat. Do I want to scry or do I want to cycle is the question. Guess until I have more information, I will just scry. That can stay on top, absolutely. Reflector Mage, anything big my opponent plays here. Forsake the Worldly, any big artifacts or enchantments, and we're basically just trying to bide time until this Visions comes off. And hopefully that'll draw us into some actual action, because our hand's not very good. Gorybound Initiate on turn 3 is not going to be good against an opponent who has 4 mana on turn 3. The one thing I do like playing against these ramp-heavy decks is that they do empty their hands very quickly if they don't have a lot of draw spells, but this opponent is playing blue, so they could have something like Tidings or Mole Drifters and stuff like that. Or Treetop Village is good as well. Oblivion Stone. Alright, well that is something to potentially hold on to Forsake the Worldly for. It also means that my Visions is a little unopposed right now, and I get to run out this Glorybound Initiate instead of the Reflector Mage. Oblivion Stone, very good catch-all answer. Solemn. Ugh. I think my opponent's going to be very happy to take that block. I think I'm still going to jam into it. It does draw my opponent a card, but it is what it is. I could Reflector Mage it. That seems bad. Cryptic's not bad either. Visions is coming off next turn, so I'll be back at parity with my opponent's card draw at the very minimum. But they definitely take this block, I think, just to draw a card, save 4 damage. This does put me ahead on life as well. So Cryptic, whatever my opponent's play here is, they could just Treetop Village as well. And that's fine. Cycle Sensor. Ooh, maybe they just don't have a lot of action. They're going to try to counter my Visions. That'd be annoying. Alright, yep. Yep. And then that pops up over here. And then it pops up back over here, and I just get to draw 3. Opponent says, sure. Am I actually just going to discard here? I could cast Forsake the Worldly, but I kind of want to leave Cryptic up. And now I have a bunch of lands, so I can afford to just play land, pass, and discard an island here. Just play around my opponent instead. No reason to be first on the draw. Cleanup step. See if they do anything on my end step. They might try to bait out a counterspell with a draw spell or something like that. But I do have the creature on board, so they can't just sit around not doing anything. And looks like we're going to be able to cast Karn on curve as well. Little Tron piece for you there. Nothing? Wow. Alright, opponent's content to just sit back as well. I'm not going to play into it. It looks like they're holding up counter spells. I guess I play Mesa here to go fetch a plane and thin my deck out a little bit. A planes, not a plane. Possibly not. Possibly not. Just attack for 3. Or actually, I guess I'll exert. That way they don't have the option of hitting me back with Treetop Village. Or, I'm sorry, blocking with Treetop Village. Not that it looks like they want to trade a land for my guy. Looks like they're on just 7 spells, right? And we shall pass again. If they're scared of a counterspell, they need to bait it out somehow, right? They're going to need to play something that convinces me to use my Cryptic Command. Because it seems like they also have a counterspell, but they also have things they want to play. So what I might do is on my opponent's end step, just go ahead and Forsake the Worldly on Oblivion Stone. I should have played Arid Mesa there. Bribery. Search for a creature, put it onto the battlefield under your control. What's the worst thing they could get here? Because I do have Reflector Mage, I can just bounce it to my hand. Anything that gives them value. They can see my... I guess they can get Duplicant, Mold Drifter, Fencer. They can get a lot of things here. Don't really want them to do that. Depending on what they get, they probably just get like Duplicant or something and take out Glorybound Initiate. This is on their turn as well, so I get to go ahead and slam Karn. Let's counter it. And maybe they have Pact of Negation? Nope, keep that up. Could even Karn an island here. Oh, there's Mold Drifter. I guess I will play more islands. Go ahead and slam Karn, and then the question is, what are we doing with Karn? If they have something like Lay Claim, then I have Forsake the Worldly for it. I think I'm just going to get rid of Oblivion Stone. Take away the one thing they really have on board. Oh, they also don't have a 7th mana, so they can't Lay Claim it. They can Acidic Slime a land here. It's a little bit on the annoying side, but not really too hefty. Yeah, they get rid of the Temple. It's my only red mana. And a 1-drop. Oh, search for tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so I could Reflector Mage that, get in for 3, and then start plussing Karn. They can't replay Acidic Slime, which is good. Alternatively, I mean, I'm definitely going to plus, right? I think they're going to want to replay Acidic Slime, so I think I'd plus this first just to not give them the option to exile the Acidic Slime. I want to see more of what they have. Not out of the woods yet. The fact that they get to replay Acidic Slime in another turn is fine. Lignify. That only hits creatures, I assume? Sure. Alright, let's go ahead and Reflector Mage Homeboy there. Yep. They can't replay that next turn. I will play Arid Mesa, protect my red source for now, and then Chasm Skulker, and let's go and attack for 3 first. They cannot activate Treetop Village, so there's no point exerting. And let's go and do this thing. Cool. Alright, so opponent with 6 in hand, one of which is an Acidic Slime. Now what would really suck is they just let like Karn minus on my Karn, since my Karn is kind of unopposed right now. Nissa. Alright, they're going to be able to tick up Nissa. Or go get a forest. Yeah, they haven't played a land this turn, so they get to flip their Nissa, which is good. Probably just plus it. They can make a 4/4 here. That'd be pretty good. No, they're just going to plus. They hit an island that goes on the battlefield. I love this Nissa. It's fantastic. I'm going to do this now. Okay. Okay, so they have Treetop Village. Oh, what are they doing here? Commit on Karn. Alright, that's pretty good. Does mean they can't use Treetop Village this turn, though. Also, 1, 2, 3. No, I don't have enough to do all that, so that's going to happen. They did that on my turn, which is pretty clever, right? They're going to be able to replay Acidic Slime, so we definitely want to take out Nissa this turn. I think we'll go boom, boom, and then attack you for 3. Play Muldrifter. So these two things take out Nissa, and then this just attacks him. Could exert it since he's going to replay Acidic Slime, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, now we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Muldrifter, and I don't see a reason to really cast this Palladium Myrrh, so that draws me Karn. Ooh, and we have Bolus, which my opponent doesn't know about yet. That could just potentially be a win with the deal 7, right? Alright, so 5 in hand from the opponent. One of them is Slime. So 3 non-slime cards in their hand. Uh-oh, 7 mana. 8 for Ugin. Oh. Oh no. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That's really good. Snapcaster on Cryptic. Alright, so I wonder if they're baiting a counter spell here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could play Karn and just get rid of Ugin. I could play Bolus and start plussing. I think I need to play Karn to each target opponent. So if that doesn't work and they have a way to just like tick up Ugin, I can play Bolus next turn to take it out. But they know about Karn. Alright, oh, I see. They're intending to take it out with Treetop Village. Fine by me, but I do need to get rid of Ugin. Do I? Do I? I can plus it. No. Either way I do it. So we'll go ahead and just get rid of Ugin here. And then let them kill Karn with Treetop Village. All that good stuff happens. And then play Nicol Bolas. No, I did not play that red source last turn, so they could not potentially destroy it. Alright, take out the blue, that's fine. Activate Treetop Village and attack Karn. I imagine has to be the play here, right? Yep. Pretty good. Pretty good. That happens. And Farseek, lots of ramp from the opponent. They have 2 left in hand. Could hold up Snap plus Cryptic. No, I can't actually, because they took out another blue source. Psych Rift. I think we'll just play Bolus and eat the last 2 cards in my opponent's hand. And then they can deal 5 to it, but they can also cast Memory. That takes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6 mana. Ugh, I don't actually like them having access to that Memory. But I think playing Bolus is good here. I could put him down to 3 as well. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they might cast Memory. Exile 2 cards from your hand, please. Progenitor Mimic and Hornet Queen. Wow. Those are 2 very good cards. Alright, let's see if they remember that they have Memory. Because I think they would cast it here, right? Attack Bolus for 5. No, they forgot about Memory, or they don't want to cast it. Seems incorrect. Alright, so opponent has no cards in hand. We're going to just start plussing now. See what I get. Disallow. Alright, well, that just stays exiled, I imagine. Oh, I can cast it till end of turn. So what I'll do now is I will hold up Snap plus Cryptic Command. I guess I could play Palladium Mur to potentially trade with that thing. If I do that, do I have enough? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Cryptic, that's Snap. Yeah, I can play Palladium Mur here. And pass. Alright, hit and disallow there is pretty bad, but it's fine. Yep. I will go ahead and this will actually be lethal if they can't do anything about it. We'll go ahead and snap. Target Cryptic. Cast Cryptic. Tap all creatures opponent controls, draw a card. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Cool. And hopefully they didn't draw like a counterspell or interaction or anything there. Then I have lethal on board. Play Cyclonic Rift in case they play like a blocker. Okay, so we get to kill them now. Oh no, never mind. This is yeah. Okay. Because they're out of cards. This deals 7 and then I attack them for 4. As cool as it would be to keep plus and Nicol Bolas. Also, they do have Shelldock Isle mana. Or they do have Shelldock Isle. So we want to do this right now. Let's go ahead and attack for 4. This was a much closer game than it initially appeared. I think my opponent would have been well off to go ahead and cast Memory there. Because they had enough mana to cast other stuff. 7 damage to target opponent. Okay. Game 2. Against another green ramp deck. Threads of Disloyalty. Kind of like it. It's good against stuff, I guess. Dissipate better when I'm on the play. Not the draw. Dust of Dawn also, again, just didn't seem good. Wear and Tear, I don't think I saw any artifacts, did I? No, so Threads of Disloyalty probably going to be better than... I mean, we can make the same cuts, but I kind of like the Bolus there. Although, them having Acidic Slime and ways to destroy lands makes Bolus a lot worse because we only have so many red sources. Maybe I want to make the same cuts as last time. My opponent does have answers for Planeswalkers. This is a good answer for Ugin, and they have Bribery, which is super annoying. Dissipate, I think, will go ahead and come in, actually. Threads doesn't have too many targets. Like, taking Hornet Queen seems like the worst thing you can do. Guess we'll go ahead and cut the bolus plan here, just because I don't want to get shut off of red mana on Acidic Slime. I have no way to get lands back, so we will add Plains, Island, Swamp. And yeah, I'm going to take out the Arid Mesa for Plains. I think that's fine. This looks good to me. We have a lot of interaction with each other. Note my opponent does have counter magic in their deck. They just didn't really have any in that first part of the game. So I played around it a little unnecessarily. Ancestral Vision again, but not a lot to do. Psych Grip to kind of hold things off. It's kind of similar to last game. My opponent's going to spend the first couple turns rampant anyway, right? That'd be a good draw if I had white mana. But like I said, my mana's not good. Staff of Nin also doesn't seem particularly great against my opponent. It's not even really that good against Hornet Queen. Yeah, they're doing that so they can F6, but you never know when your opponent's going to have like Goblin Rabble Master and you wish you'd left up a blocker. Let's see if they go Solemn here. They should have like the nut draw. If they ramp into Acidic Slime, that's going to be very bad for me. They do have Solemn. Oh, Nissa. Okay, unopposed Nissa is good. Do I Psych Rift that? I don't think so. White mana would be good. A way to pressure Nissa. They go bottom top, so they want one of those cards. Ugh. Alright, not only are we not drawing white sources, but we're just drawing no action at all. Like, we have no way to interact with our opponent aside from just, a weak bounce spell. Alright, no Acidic Slime. Prophet of Crufix. Well, that's a card. I think I am going to go ahead and Psych Rift that. Otherwise, that just lets them untap and play something else. Basically doubles their mana. Cannot have that now, can we? Come on, something I can cast this turn. Alright, I'll take that. And I think Visions comes off next turn. So, I mean, I guess at least we get to pressure our opponent now. They are in 0 territory, and they set up their scries. They went, oh, I guess they went bottom, so they're just going to blind flip here. And it looks like they missed. That's good for me. Alright, here comes Prophet, which gotta be just, like, unbeatable, right? Untap all lands on each other player's turn. And you can cast creatures as though they have flash. Banworthy in Commander. Let's see if they have a counter spell for my Ancestral Vision. Ooh. They're going to flash in Acidic Slime. There's no reason to do that. I mean, I guess you can hit, like, my Plains here? My Swamp? Huh. That's weird that they did it in response to Ancestral Vision. Okay, we definitely hit some stuff. I do like Dragonlord Silumgar on Nissa, but we're a little ways away from that, right? If I try to attack them, they probably trade with Acidic Slime, and I think I want that to happen, right? And then Dismember Prophet. So this will attack on Nissa, and I expect them to block with Acidic Slime. They might not. Fine by me if they do. And then on their turn, we'll go ahead and Dismember Prophet of Crufix. Hopefully they don't play some other obnoxious thing. Ooh, up to 8. They go bottom. And Prophet incentivizes you to use as much mana as possible. Alright, don't mind the Oblivion Stone either since I have an answer for it. Attack. They don't even attack. Alright, so let's go ahead and Dismember. And then I have to take 2 for that. 1 left in hand from the opponent, and you do not get to untap, my friend. Alright, so I gotta fog one more turn of them bricking on Nissa, and then what I'll do is I'll forsake the Worldly Oblivion Stone on their end step, and then I'll attempt to Dragonlord Silumgar their Nissa on my turn. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, they're gonna blind flip off Nissa again, it looks like. Farseek to thin the deck out, makes sense. Oh, if they just play Ugin... Okay, Scry... Oh, they're plussing. Interesting. I wonder why they plus. Let's see what they did. They went top, top. Interesting. So they've got things they want on top. Let's go ahead and get rid of this thing. Oh, please use a counterspell on the Forsake the Worldly. Alright, let's see if Silumgar resolves. Duplicant. That's a nice answer to anything they can top deck. Minus Hornet Queen. Not good against Hornet Queen. Let's try out Silumgar. If it doesn't resolve, that's bad. It does resolve. So do I just smack my opponent for 10, or do I scry, or what do I do here? Untap 2 target lands, they become 5/5s with flying and haste till end of turn. Alright, my opponent has a way to kill this. I do like getting them off of that, so let's go ahead and jam. Put my opponent down to 10, and let's see what they drew off the top. Could be Ugin. I mean, they were planning on probably plussing into something, so they probably left that card second from the top. Here, what can they get? I guess they can get a lot of things here. They could get Clever Impersonator. Yeah, they could get a ton of different things here. Mole Drifter is not what they want. They probably want just something that kills Dragon Lord Silumgar, like leaves it dead. I have the Duplicate in my hand, so if they get Clever Impersonator, they can actually take my Dragon Lord Silumgar and knock it off from the Legendary rule. I guess they could also target Nissa, but that doesn't make any sense. Yep. Alright, do a little back and forth here, because Duplicant's going to come down and take yours, but you have the Nissa. Make sure you get rid of the right one. They both say owned by Drake Swarm, that's funny. Yep, they got rid of the right one. Cool. Alright, again, not feeling great about this. We could just top deck like Karn, right? That Nissa is pretty scary. They go bottom top. Alright, we drew a whole lot of nothing there. Do I want to duplicate Dragon Lord Silumgar? Make a 3/5? Or do I just want to play Staff of Nin and pressure Nissa a little bit? And start drawing 2 cards per turn? I think I like duplicate here. Also, shooting Nissa for 1 takes down the loyalty. I don't know. This is tough. This is tough. I think Staff of Nin's just better here. Oh, they have a Spell Pierce. What? Wow. Alright, we got by Spell Pierce. Jeez. So, probably +2 Nissa so you can -6 it at some point. Ouch. Bottom, bottom. 2 cards they don't want. Alright, and you drew nothing this turn? Find that hard to believe. Alright, ooh, Phantasmal Image? Because that can come down as a Silumgar again and take his Nissa again. That could potentially just kill him this turn. So I think I'm going to lead with Duplicant in case he has... Oh no, I have to lead with Phantasmal Image. Otherwise I can't copy the Silumgar. I have 7 mana, so if he has nothing in hand, this works. Take your Nissa. Before I even play Duplicant, I'm going to attempt to... Oh, I guess if they have a way to target this, it also just dies. Oh, yes, we got it with his Nissa. Awesome. Cool. Wow, so swingy. So many Silumgars. All right, this is also my Clever Impersonator for the record, so the board is dominated by my clones. All right, I'll see you guys for Game 3. Hopefully we can actually win one of these. Thanks for watching, guys.